Travis Wayne Goodsell. For those of you who don't know, the church has been doing a youth Devotional Blitz since February 21st. Had different apostles give different talks. They still have one more to give on the 21st. Today was President Oaks, and it's only available in Spanish. The first one by Neil L. Anderson was only in French. The other two were available in English. The curious thing, though, is that Oaks, his devotional with Elder Todd Christofferson, is private. The church will not allow you to view it unless you're from the Latin American regions in Spain. So, okay. What secrets are you keeping, Oaks? But here's the problem when it comes to Mormonism, all things Mormon. I remember back when I was in the younger singles ward, I had to go to the devotionals, or firesides, I think they still called them back then, because I was assigned to be the slave for the younger singles, providing refreshments afterwards. And so that kept me away from the youth, even though I was one of them, but I was the divorced youth, or young adults rather. But it was Gordon B. Hinckley that gave a talk once, and he came out and said that he would prefer, he didn't give an order, he just said he preferred that women limit earrings to just one in each ear. Trying to emphasize modesty, trying to compromise. And then after that fireside, everybody started saying, oh, we're no longer allowed to wear earrings. No more piercings. And women were starting to bear their testimony about how they've had to pull out all of the piercings that go all around the ear. And so, yeah, then conference comes around, and he then says that, oh, yeah, I forbid women from wearing earrings, and blah, blah, blah. But there have been others who have given talks as apostles, not the president of the church. And as a result, Mormons believe that anything they say, even outside of conference, is scripture. It's now commandment. And they spread it around here in Utah for the oral traditions of what you can and cannot do. This is why Mormons believe you can't drink Mountain Dew because it has caffeine and blah, blah, blah. It's against the word of wisdom because coffee and tea are caffeinated, and therefore that must be the reason why. And so Mountain Dew, Coke, and Pepsi, and other caffeinated stuff must be banned. Oh, but wait, chocolate, it has a tiny bit of caffeine in it. So yeah, it gets out of control as members of the church create for strength of the youth standards and values, calling them commandments from the prophets. And Mormons forget the source. They forget. I mean, for example, if there are any Mormons listening who are around my age, who was the prophet who said you are not allowed to hang out? As a single, who said it? You don't know, do you? It was Ballard. I remember it. And I remember going, oh man, people are gonna think that's a commandment. Sure enough. So, hanging out is not considered a dating activity upon which you can get to know the other with communication. You have to be involved in activities in order to know the other person. Just hanging out and talking is not good enough. But yeah, this is what happens. And the church purposely sets Mormons up for this because it causes problems. Because Mormons get judgmental, they start imposing their new law that they've created for themselves from their interpretation of Mormonism and enforce it on others. For example, mothers will enforce it on their children. So the cancel culture that I've been talking about, that generation of women, which is in my generation, but more so in the generation after us, the younger generation than us. And I can see on my analytics that sure enough, they're teaching their children to stay away from Travis. He's evil. Don't listen to him. Warning, danger, Will Robinson. And so, that is a concern with these, is that you don't have a worldwide devotional here. And so each group of Mormon youth, young adults, they're youth, in the various sections are only going to get the devotional tailored to them. And whatever new commandments are given, that area is going to have the new commandments. And it's going to be different in each region. And so that's why I'm very concerned about Oaks wanting his kept private. Oaks has been the one who's come out and said, we don't want people recording us. They might change our words. Put them in the public domain, and you won't have to worry about it. You know? I mean, my God, how hard is this? General conference, public domain. You don't worry about people recording that. You allow us to download. You're in a church where you're the leader. Mormons are going to want to hear what you have to say. They don't want you going to some stake or some region and giving secret private information that they don't get to hear. How hard is this to understand? I mean, the church keeps denying that they're living in a bubble. And time and time again, they demonstrate they are in a bubble. A criminal bubble. But a bubble nonetheless. Dear God. So, yeah, but Oaks, he always gives doctrine. He was a judge. And so, yeah, he has no problems being the legislature because he's been a judge. I'm a judge, therefore I make the law. And so, yeah, I thought that was kind of amusing. So, the Latin American regions and Spain, worry about them. He may have incited them to violence.